So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Jerry Harris, former star of the Netflix docuseries Cheer, was sentenced Wednesday to 12 years in federal prison for soliciting from minors and pressuring young boys to send him nude photos and videos. The 22-year-old pled guilty in February to 2 charges of going after 15-year-old in the bathroom during a cheer competition and paying a 17-year-old to send him explicit photos and videos via a Snapchat. Harris also admitted to similar conduct involving other minors, though prosecutors agreed to dismiss those charges as part of the plea agreement. Harris's conviction marks a stunning fall for the former star who captivated fans when he appeared in Cheer. His arrest in September 2020 sparked a reckoning in the world of competitive cheerleading, prompting others to share their own accounts of abuse and pressuring the sport's governing body to institute reform. Jerry Harris, found guilty, has been firmly established. The sentence he received reflects the severity of his crimes and the lifetime of pain his victims will suffer. And that was stated by Sarah Clean, attorney for a Texas family that reported allegations against Harris. The United States District Judge Manish Shah also sentenced Harris to 8 years of supervised release following his term in prison. The judge delivered the sentence at the end of a nearly 7-hour hearing. Harris's attorneys had argued for a 6-year prison term. In court documents, they cited Harris's difficult childhood and said that he had a warped view of relationships because he himself was assaulted at the age of 13 by a 19-year-old from his cheer gym. The lawyers, who could not be reached on Wednesday for comment, submitted character references, letters, and videos from more than 80 people, including Navarro College cheerleading coach Monica Aldama, other cheer castmates, and members of the board cheerleading community. Assistant United States Attorney Kelly Guzman had asked for a 15-year sentence. In the court documents, she acknowledges Harris's traumatic upbringing, but stated it was not a blank check to commit crimes against minors. Quote, Harris used his celebrity and wealth to continue his exploitation of children, expanding the tools available to him to manipulate them into gratifying his seemingly insatiable desires. Christine, a Texas mother, and her two twin sons, Charlie and Sam, were the first to report allegations against Harris to authorities. In an interview, they described a pattern of harassment by Harris. They stated when the boys were 13 and Harris was 19. The family said it continued for more than a year. USA Today found officials at the governing body, the United States All-Star Federation, waited 4 months to suspend Harris, doing so only after the News' organization published an article about the allegations. USA Today has since reported on persuasive child protection failures throughout the sport of competitive cheerleading, including how USASF delayed investigation and failed to prevent those accused or convicted of misconduct from working with young athletes. Well, it's amazing to me how you're going to have this story, in a sense, get swept directly underneath the rug, and how certain communities out there are not going to talk about these stories, and how often things like this happen and or take place. But yet, everybody else is made to be vilified. Everybody else is made to, in a sense, be demons and the supervillains and everything like that. But yet stories like this are clear cut some of the main experiences that you have other people end up going through. And they suffer like this in silence because they don't know how to go about trying to get help or trying to inform other people, yo, this is what happened to me. This is how it happened. This is the person that directly did this. And, like I said before, I feel like 100% that this story is going to get looked over. and that nobody's going to care due to the fact that you have certain elements, right, that are directly within the story. And these certain elements are going to make other individuals look a certain type of way. And they don't want to look that certain type of way. So therefore, they're going to, in a sense, keep this story pretty low when it deals with social media and when it deals with the news in general. Of course, you'll more than likely see it online. You'll see it on some blog sites and different things like that. But this isn't going to be something that's going to be on a 24-hour rotation. Now, the only way that it will is if the other victims just so happen to come out and directly say something about it, right? And like I said, there's a lot of things that are very suspicious about this story, a lot of things. But as I've stated before, it is what it is at the end of the day. And for a lot of the parents out there, I've stated time and time again that, you need to have conversations with your kids. You need to, find out what they're doing and how their day has been going. Who is it that they're talking to? You need to get interested and involved in your kids' lives. If you don't, things like this can easily take place by somebody who is a celebrity or who has some type of money or a combination of both. And then you're just sitting in the background like, oh my God, I didn't know that this happened. How could this have happened? And yada, yada, yada. Well, you would have known if you were actually invested in your kids. You would have known if you would have actually taken a time out instead of trying to do all of your adulting 100% of the time or whatever it is that you're doing. If you would have took 5 to 15 minutes out of every single day to basically talk with your kids and to bond with them, you would know if things are actually going on. You would know if there are actual signs and symptoms. But it is what it is. And this is why I continuously say, and the board, the cheerleading board proved my point. This is why I continuously say adults do not care about kids. Adults don't care. Don't care. Like I said, this dude is let me go back and look at this as I'm recording this. How old they say this guy was? 22 years old. That's a grown man. That is a grown man. And then you're going directly after individuals that are, one time it was 15, and then the other time it was a 17-year-old. Like, he knows exactly what it is that he's doing. Yeah, he has, some traumatic past, a history, and different things of that nature. But at the end of the day, when you're 22 and you're deciding, all right, maybe I should go for somebody my age or older, or maybe I should, risk my chances. He decided to risk his chances. He could have easily gone to Atlanta, or he could have gone to an area, I think it's like in DC, going to California, or better yet, he could have went to Tel Aviv. There's a variety of places that he could have went to find guys who are his age range. That's not what he wanted to do. That's not what he consciously decided to do. When somebody is trying to run up on somebody in a bathroom and trying to coerce them into something, they consciously did that. He wasn't on drugs. There was no alcohol involved. This is something that he consciously decided to do. There is no excuse. There is 100% no excuse at all. And then they have other people trying to speak out for him or stand up. That don't even make any sense. These are things that he wanted to do. What are you even trying to speak positively for him for? For what? For what? That makes no sense. Because the only thing that's going to happen is, at a moment in time, if he just so happens to, get out and he's back out there again, this story is going to go under the radar, and he's going to end up finding work or going, go do some other type of things, and he's going to do the exact same thing. He's going to be an offender. And notice how nowhere in here is stated that he was going to be on a registry. Notice how that works? Pay attention. Nowhere in this article did it state at all that he, after serving time or whatever it is, that he was going to be made to be on the registry for life. They didn't say that. So like I said, this is how this is allowed to keep continuing. The only way that this is not going to continue is if people make enough noise and enough of a ruckus, and they put it on social media, and they let people know, like, yo, this celebrity is doing this. This celebrity is going out here and, doing XYZ and all this other type of stuff. Protect the kids out here. But like I told you guys before, adults don't really care. You got the cheerleading board, don't care. You have the actor or cheerleader, don't care. It's ridiculous. It's 100% ridiculous. But it is what it is.